Hi everyone, I'm Zack Jankowiak, and this is my mini design system that I made for HCI 472. Here's a background about myself. I studied economics and architecture for my undergrad, and I'm currently finishing my master's in HCI at DePaul. This is the design system I made for my portfolio website, and you can see how it looks here on the mock-ups for the different devices. So here's how it would look on a desktop or a laptop. Here's a tablet device and a mobile mock-up. Starting off in foundations, we can take a look at typography. The typeface I chose was Questrial, and I chose the major third scale. Here I have my H1 through H4, body text, emphasis, and link text. Moving on to color, the color palette I chose was mainly flat blues and muted grays, as to not distract the viewer of my website from any of the content on the pages. And in logos, we can see the different variations of my logo, the color logo, black and white, reverse, and favicon. I did run into a small issue when I was uploading this on my Mac. The SVG files rendered perfectly, but on Windows, for some reason, it was rendering very distorted. So after a little research, I realized I had to go back and reopen the original SVG files for each of these and go to text, create outlines, save, and then re-upload. So doing that solved pretty much all of my issues regarding the logo. Taking a look at components, we can start with header and footer. Here I explain the nav bar and the footer found on my portfolio website. It's responsive, so as you change the viewport to different sizes, it will adjust accordingly. Here's the code for the nav bar and the footer's code. And here we can see some examples of how it would look on a laptop, tablet, or a mobile device. Next, we have the image carousel found right below the header on the landing page of the portfolio website, and it contains 3 recent project images with a brief headline describing each image, and users can click the arrows on either side of the image to manually scroll through the slides. Here is the code, and here's an example of what it might look like on a desktop device. The cards I used on my website are explained in detail here. There are 2 main variations: the landing page card, which is a large card, and then smaller cards, which are found throughout the rest of the website, mainly in the portfolio page. And here we can see the code again, pretty simple. Small card code. And here's a couple examples of how they might look. Large card, small card. Lastly, we have the buttons found throughout the website. Its main purpose is really for the cards, but I suppose it could be used for linking to other pages elsewhere or in case studies or articles I write. Here's how the button looks normally, and here is the hover state using the same blue from the logo. And then just briefly, I'll go over the page patterns, starting with the landing page. Here we can see it's separated by device or viewport. Starting with web, here's how the web layout is. Here's with a 12-column grid overlay and some dimensions that show various element sizes and padding. Tablet, again, very similar. And then lastly, mobile. As you can see, once it goes past the medium breakpoint or so, everything collapses to the hamburger menu here. And here we have the 6-column grid and dimensions. Looking at the portfolio page, again, same web, tablet, mobile layout tabs. You can click through to view the different devices and how it would look. Here is desktop or web, 12-column grid overlay, and dimensions. Okay, that's about all I have. Thank you for watching my presentation.